Oh, hello, Will. Starting maybe a bit later than I would have wanted today, but whatever. It doesn't really matter because it's just me doing no reset runs. Yeah, we're just going to do like 2 no reset runs. So it doesn't matter how many times I get hit here. Yeah, I guess I was late yesterday as well. But that was more because of work. This was just me being late. Yeah, we're just going to be basically doing the entire route probably twice. Like just the full run. Or we'll do it in full the first time and see how long it takes first. Oh, we've still got a ton of work to do. I mean, as long as it doesn't take like longer than you have left for today, it should be fine, but yeah, it always sucks to just still have a ton of work to do as you start to get towards the end of your day. Should have been completed months ago. Ah. And it hasn't been completed yet. Yeah, that's not the best, but something went wrong with it. I mean, I guess it happens. Like, stuff does go wrong with projects sometimes. And hello, Usama. Hope you're doing well today. I'm doing pretty great now that we've finally moved on from purification. Oops. Okay, I didn't even beat Genichiro. Cool. Thank you for the good lucks on another run. And yeah, it's basically, that's the thing, as far as compared to purification goes, it's mostly the same with an extra 2 bosses and maybe like an extra quest line to get some more items. Yeah, on the most part it's the same, but I say I've slotted, so we're adding in Headless Ape and Demon of Hatred. So I've put Headless Ape in before Hirata, and then Demon of Hatred after Hirata. So I think that's going to be the best place for me to do them. Because ideally, Headless Ape is just a free attack power. And then Demon, I kind of want as much attack power as possible. So I want to do that basically at the end. But I could do it at the very end. Because even when you kill Sword Saint, you don't have to get the ending like then and there. So I could do it like at the very end after Sword Saint. But, you know, personally I just kind of like ending with the proper final boss. And also I am far more comfortable no-hitting Sword Saint than Demon. So I'd much rather have Ishin as the final boss, knowing that, you know, I know how to no-hit it, rather than having, you know, getting through Ishin and then still having to deal with Sword Saint. So yeah, basically double ape before Hirata, and then Demon right before the end. That's the plan. True Monk final boss. Sadly, because of glitches, I can't do that. If glitches were allowed, yes, sure, why not? Like, yeah, with glitches, you can, like, skip True Monk and then just come back at the end. But, you know, this one, yeah, you're not allowed to do glitches, sadly. So no True Monk final boss. Honestly, if you were allowed to do glitches, I'm trying to decide who the best final boss would be if you could do glitches. Maybe True Monk would actually be the best. Maybe Screen Monkeys. Like, if you could do glitches, just skip Screen Monkeys, then do them right at the end. Because, like, ideally, I would pick, like, Divine Dragon or something, but even with glitches, you can't do, like, Sword Saint or Demon or anything before Dragon. Like, even with glitches, like, you have to do Dragon before them. Yeah, so it probably would be Screen Monkeys. Was the easiest. Screen Monkeys or True Monk. So I definitely wouldn't want to do something like Guardian Ape right at the end. And also just skipping Guardian Ape in itself is quite difficult. Like, it's definitely not an easy glitch to do. Yeah, Screen Monkeys are pretty easy. It's just sometimes with the fourth monkey it can be a bit sketchy because of all the others chasing you, but mostly they're a pretty easy boss. Okay, so let's just ignore the hit on the tutorial and say we're doing really well. I mean, at least it's a good thing to get started. Like, I've already gotten hit early on, so there's no risk of, like, getting late into the run and starting to get nervous that I might actually just straight up do the run first try. So it's nice that there is already a hit there. But still, yeah, let's just pretend it didn't happen. Or at least now it looks like I just got hit on Gyobu. Like, you can't tell the difference. Okay. Yeah, the idea is basically to do everything exactly the same as a purification run until I get to Fountainhead, like after True Monk before Divine Dragon. And that's when I'll go and get like some extra consumables and things. Like do a quest line. Yeah, so until True Monk, this should just be completely identical to the last run. Well, except for like the odd idol that I might get extra. Cool. He really didn't get staggered by that. I think it's pretty obvious that I haven't really done anything to warm up today. It just means the next one's going to be better. Like, you know, you get a ton of like really dumb hits and you get just an absolute ton of hits on your first run. So then your second run looks really good in comparison. It's all part of the plan. Trust the process. Don't see any difference. It's all part of my strategy to make the next one look good. It's so nice finally being able to just like do no reset runs. Like just being able to do a full run through and not worry about hits or anything. You know, not already being like, oh yeah, I've had to reset 3 times or whatever. You know, could just play through the full game. It doesn't matter how much stuff goes wrong. You see 0 strategy, cool. There's... Yeah, I mean, it's not the best start, but... There is a plan here. I mean, granted, this like early section is exactly the same as what I've been doing for the past like month. But, you know, there's an idea here. And just keep Genicho in the corner. I can't believe that there was that like period where for maybe like 2 or 3 streams where I could not do this. I can't believe there was that time where I just could not figure out what I was messing up here. Okay, can we not go towards the corner though? He's going towards the corner. Oh, I love this camera angle. What the fuck is going on? Sure. Definitely one of the Genichiro fights of all time. Oh dear. So let's just ignore the start. It's not too important to look at the hit count on the right. Okay. Yeah, this should mostly be easy, given that I've been doing it for the past month. Like this part of the run, but I guess not. Res Drunkard, I took the split out. Well, I still have to fight it, but I just took the split out so that it doesn't get too cramped. So I took both of the Drunkard splits out and added in the Headless Ape and Demon splits. Yeah, it's just so there's not too much there. But I still have to fight both of them. Because Father Owl is indeed a memory. Yeah, so the first drunkard is now just lumped into the Lady Butterfly split, and the second one is just lumped in with Father Owl. I mean, if I could skip them, I absolutely would. But sadly, in order to get to Owl, we have to. Finishing at 5 again. That's what, another hour and a bit? Like hour, 10 minutes? It's not too bad, I guess. I guess that is just a normal day, but... Like, how much can they really make you do in the last hour of, like, a Wednesday? Oh, hello, Madhu. Luckily, we don't have to do reflections. Yeah, luckily we don't have to do that. Or the gauntlets, for that matter. Don't have to do, like, all of the inner bosses. No, it's just the memories, like, in the game. Yeah, it is quite similar to the run we did yesterday, but there are a couple differences, mostly with needing to get extra consumables. I also just realised I forgot to get one of the idols that I want to for one of the quest lines. I mean, that just means we can do it. I mean, I can just go and get the idol when I need to go and do that quest line, which won't be until Fountainhead. Yeah. I mean, I can get it this run in Fountainhead, but ideally I would get it right at the start. I said, I'm not too worried about Headless Ape, like the Ape duo, but Demon of Hatred I think is probably going to be very scary to no-hit. Especially with how late in the run you need to do it. Like, I'm not feeling amazing about that. The fact that you can't do it earlier. But my plan is to just have enough attack power that I don't have to fight him for too long. And I also need to get this pinwheel up here, because that's also part of the quest line. So yeah, so I'm doing an extra quest in order to... The extra quest basically gives me access to unlimited Akko sugars to increase my damage. Like, I can either do this quest or fight one more mini-boss. But it's probably the hardest mini-boss in the game for me, so I'd rather just do the quest. Because I either need to do this quest line to be able to buy Acro Sugars, or I need to kill the Headless in Ashna Outskirts for Acro Spiritful. And I cannot fight those for my life. So I'm just going to do the quest line. I could also, in theory, just not use the sugars for certain bosses to, like, save enough so that I can just use them on, like, Demon or whatever. But I think it is still better to just do the quest so that I have an unlimited number of them. But your co-worker really doesn't have faith in me, Will. Your co-worker that definitely knows what Sekiro is. But I understand it. I mean, you know, I've been beaten enough times by True Monk that it's pretty embarrassing. He's the #1 Sekiro player and just knows everything about everyone playing Sekiro at any time. And just knows that I'm gonna die to True Monk. Very intelligent guy then. Okay, those monkeys are a bit annoying. Wow, incredible. I actually did a split hitless. There's actually a bit of green on the... There's actually a bit of green on the splits. It actually looks like I kind of know what I'm doing. Four minutes, yeah. Because, I mean, the world record being like 19 minutes is nothing. He did it in 4 minutes but just forgot to record. You know, happens all the time. Probably most common time when people set a new world record is when they forget to record. Happens to everyone. Okay, gunfort time. God, I'm so glad that I'm going to be, like, stopping at all memories. Like, there is obviously stuff like all bosses and mini-bosses. Or, like, gauntlets and all this stuff I can do. I mean, maybe I would do gauntlets in the future. Like, do Mortal Journey just for the fun of it. But as for, like, full game runs, I think all memories will probably be the stopping point. I definitely don't have the, like, patience or desire to try and do all bosses and mini-bosses. I mean, after this, I'll probably try and do... Because I've got 3 of the endings hitless, but there is a 4th ending. But it's basically just Immortal Severance. So I might also try and do that, just like really quickly, really easily. Just to say that I've done all endings. But yeah, as far as like Sekiro Hitless goes, All Memories for me is basically the last one. And then, I mean, depending on how I feel or like which games I find more interesting, after Sekiro I want to do either Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring. I think DS3 would be a cooler run, but I want to do one of those two after Sekiro. So not sure which one. That'll be something that I'll decide after beating this. I mean, I'm leaning more towards DS3, but like for the amount of Elden Ring I've played, I kind of feel like I should try doing Hitless. Or at the very least, if I did do Elden Ring Hitless, I'd probably do like a non-meta weapon. Like I probably wouldn't just use the like Iron Fists or whatever they're called, I can't remember. Like if I did, I'd probably use just a different weapon that wasn't like completely... I guess what I'm trying to say is I kind of like in hitless runs when you just fight bosses straight up. Like, scripts are cool here and there, but I kind of like the RNG aspect of bosses when you're actually having to like fight and react to them rather than just scripting the entire fight. I mean, yeah, it'll be between Elden Ring and DS3. Would say it. I won't think about making a decision on which one I would rather do until I've done this run. I mean, whichever one I do, though, the thing that I need to realise is, like, Sekiro is a short hitless run. Like, I did Sekiro's longest ending yesterday, and it took me about an hour and a half. Not even that. It was like an hour 25, maybe. Real time. And that's for Sekiro's longest ending. I was thinking a DS3 like first run is probably going to be around like the 2.5 hour mark. Because Sekiro comparatively is quite a short game compared to like DS3 and Elden Ring. Because I think the areas are... I think generally the areas are smaller in Sekiro. And also they're easier to run through. You know, like right now I can just run through this entire area with no real issue in about a minute. I think areas in DS3 are bigger, and also there are quite a lot of enemy encounters that I think you can't like just run through unless you want to take the risk. I mean, I guess that's partly because of just Sekiro's playstyle. Like, because there's a bigger emphasis on stealth, then there's a bigger emphasis on, like, sneaking past enemies, which, you know, some of the combat design or some, like, the encounters are based around maybe being able to sneak past them. Which definitely isn't the case for DS3. I mean, not saying there aren't ways of sneaking past enemies in DS3 or Elden Ring, but you know, it's just not as like in the main system as Sekiro. Okay, on to Ape. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, stealth is a core mechanic in Sekiro, so like it's more, I guess, intentional that you can sort of sneak past or get past certain enemies by using stealth. Whereas in like Dark Souls, it's more the intention to fight everything. So yeah, like part of it does just come down to them being very different games. To say there are still like ways you can sneak past stuff in Souls. It's just not as obvious or not as like, not necessarily not as effective, but yeah, all the verticality in Sekiro definitely helps. But it's also not just like there's one path to take, so you need to go through all these enemies in that path. You know, you can basically... I fucked up the dead angle. But you can basically use the grapples to get whichever path you need. Okay, looks like we're fighting Ape. I haven't fought this phase in ages. And he also doesn't want to attack me, he's just running around. fuck. Well, this is what happens I get for not... That's what happens when you do the dead angle too early. Oops. That's also why you want to do the dead angle, because that phase 1 normally is pretty difficult. Hello. Okay, just ignore my mortal draw. I wanted to do a head stomp there, of course. Okay, you're going to ignore this one. Nope. Yeah, I'm over here. What are you doing? But what is this ape doing? Oh, I got hit by that as well. Cool. Okay, this is a super scuffed ape. Holy fuck, that was awful. Definitely wasn't the best ape I've ever done. Whatever. It's fine. That's why we're just doing no resets. Just to do the full run. Even if that part is identical to what I've been doing for the past month, we're just doing the full run. I wonder how easy it would be to get the Senpo skill book. Because the Senpo skill book has devotion in it, which would give me an extra 15 seconds on my Akos. It would take them from 30 up to 45. But I wonder if I would have enough skill points to get it. Because I think that skill needs like 8 skill points or something. Like to unlock everything leading up to it. So I don't know if I would actually have enough skill points. I mean, it does mean going through the, like the cave. I'm trying to remember what it... Like the cave round the back of Senpo. It does mean going through that. I mean, we'll see how many skill points I have by the time I get to Demon. If I have enough, then I can maybe look at how easy it is to get to. But I probably won't end up getting it. So I doubt I'll have like 8 skill points after killing Father Owl. Because I think in the other runs, at that point, I've maybe had like 3. I can't remember how many I had yesterday. But I definitely don't think it was as high as 8. I guess now I've kind of added in an extra dialogue section. Because normally there's just this one massive section we do to get to Fountainhead and the, like, second bell. I guess now I've also added in the quest line one. I mean, I still haven't actually done the full quest line to make sure it works. But I'm pretty sure it should work. So I basically tested it on a save file at Divine Dragon. So I think it should be fine. But then basically, depending on how much money I have, will depend on how many things I can buy. So I'm going to want 3 confetti, 3 echoes for Demon. And I definitely want at least 1 echo for Double Ape. Preferably like 1 confetti, 2 echo. So I guess there's the 1 confetti that I never use on drunkards, because I never have time to put it on. I guess, yeah, ideally I would buy 5 echoes and maybe like 4 confetti. I think ideally it's 4 echoes, or 5 echoes, 4 confetti that I would buy. Which I should have enough money to get from all the stuff I pick up. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I've already got a 500 sen thing on me, and there's also the 1001 that I can get near a Kami leader. It should be more than enough to buy everything that I need. So I don't imagine I would need a confetti for the second phase of Double Ape. Because my idea for that phase is to just Mortal Draw spam. It's basically use an echo, or maybe a confetti. I mean, a confetti would increase the vitality damage, but I don't know if there'd be time to put it on. Hmm. I mean, something to consider, I guess. I didn't mean to go to Poison Pool. I say, I can probably test it out and see if there's enough time. But I'm hoping the Mortal Draw spam strategy works. If it doesn't, then I think the alternative would be to get firecrackers and then basically let the Headless Ape summon in the second one and then just try and firecracker the second one down. And then just fight the Headless Ape normally again. Well, I'm pretty sure Mortal Draw staggers the ape a lot, but I think it can hyper armor. But I think it can at some point just decide that, you know, it's going to summon the other ape now, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because I think with regular Mortal Draw, it can just decide to summon. I mean, say we can test it out. If it doesn't work, then I can, like in the next one, I can get firecrackers and see if I can just like melt the wife down with firecrackers. So I'm not too worried about Headless Ape though. I think whichever way I do it, I should have enough attack power and, you know, with all my, with like confetti or whatever, there should be enough buffs there that it melts. Demon is definitely going to be the interesting one though. That's the thing, because from when I was just messing around at the end of stream yesterday on Demon, there were like 2 attacks that could be a big problem for me. Like, I think most of the fight is fine, but there were like 2, maybe 3 attacks that might cause me issues. And I probably need to either learn how to dodge them or learn like setups for parts of the fight. So there's the one he does at the start of his 3rd phase, where he does like the spin around twice, which puts the Ring of Fire up. That one I think is a bit tricky to dodge. I know there is a way that you can like jump over it with a Mortal Draw. So you can time a Mortal Draw jump so that you jump over the attack and also hit Demon at the same time. So that one I'm not overly concerned about because I think I just need to learn like the timing for the Mortal Draw. The other one is the Fireball attack. So the one where he just, like with his arm, just throws a ton of fireballs at you. He can sometimes do it twice. But he normally does it after like the sweep. So he does like the sort of charge sweep thing that you have to jump over. And then he can do the like throw fireballs at you when you're chasing after him again. So that attack I'm slightly concerned about. But I think the phase 3 one is just going to be a case of me learning the Mortal Draw strat. I also don't know about the, because of course there are the dudes in his arena when he first spawns in. I don't know if there's a way to like automatically get rid of those dudes, or if the players just wait on the other corner of the arena until he kills them all. I mean, yeah, he does, but I think it's a weird one. Because if you rush him directly after the sweep and he does it, then you can get underneath it. Like, you can get up to him and just completely run underneath the attack. But I think that kind of depends on the position in the arena. Or like how far away he runs, or this, you know, all this sort of stuff. Cool. Yeah, they hit a specific area, but then the other thing is if you don't run towards him, then there's the risk of, you know, he tries to, when you try and close the gap, he just does it again. So I mean, say that attack I am kind of concerned about, but I guess it is just going to be a case of like baiting it all. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there is a way to deal with it. It's just I, you know, need to go and learn what the method is. But say, other than those two attacks that, you know, I just don't really know myself, other than those two attacks, I think Demon is honestly pretty fine. Like, sure, it's a crazy long fight, but I don't actually think it will be that bad. And it's going to be tough just from how late into the run we have to do it, but yeah, honestly, other than those two attacks, I'm not that concerned about Demon. Okay, so now my idea is to go and do the quest line to be able to get infinite echoes. Because there are like no other echoes that I can just pick up in the game. So yeah, I would either need to kill the headless or do this quest line. I feel like this quest line is going to be much safer. Because we basically need to do this dude's quest and then send the guy in Sempo to him. I mean, this is a pretty free quest though. I don't think there are any enemies along the path that I would take to complete it. So it is a pretty safe quest. So I think now is when we go to the castle and like eavesdrop on the guard people. And the only thing that could go wrong here is if there's some trigger where the dude in Sempo dies. Because I know the merchant himself dies after Divine Dragon, but I don't know if the guy in Sempo is okay. I'm hoping he is. It's a very weird place to eavesdrop. Literally just hanging on the side of a ledge. Just listening in. Okay, and then I think this is where he tells us to go and get the dude. Yeah, I think I need to reset the area one more time and then he'll tell me to go and fetch help. The only thing I haven't checked for this one is my emblem count. Okay, this is where he tells me to go and get someone. I think my emblem count will be fine. I mean, if it isn't, I should have enough money at the end that I can just buy emblems. Okay, so now I should be able to go and speak to dudes down here. Yeah, and I tell him about this guy. And now if I go back to the merchant, he should have some Akko sugars. Actually, how much do emblems cost at the moment? 50, yikes. Okay, now I can buy Akko sugars. So I probably want to get 5, right? Because I'm adding in 5 boss phases. 2 on Headless Ape, 3 on Demon. So I probably want 5 Akkos, 5 Confetti. So let's get 5 Akkos, 5 Confetti. I don't know if I'm going to need all of those, but we may as well get it. Okay, and now we can go and kill Divine Dragon. Because that dude dies after Divine Dragon, so now that we've got all the stuff we need, we can continue. Oh, hello, Marina. Hope you are doing well. How's your day been? I mean, we're doing pretty well here. Just sort of going through trying to figure out any changes to the route I need to make. Oh, a checkup at the vet. Oh, that's okay then. Like, normal checkups are fine. It's always just hoping that they don't find anything. I got hit by the Akami leader, the lightning dude, way earlier on. Because I guess now I kind of split Fountainhead up into 2 halves. So it was actually like maybe 10 minutes ago. Oh, I fucked that one up. Okay, who is still alive? I mean, that's good to hear at least, Marina. Yeah. Like, regular checkups are fine. They can still cost a fortune, though. But, yeah. Yes, my plan is after this guy to go and do double ape. I wonder how squishy it's going to be. Because double ape has like no HP normally, so I wonder if it's just going to go down really quickly. 400 euros for a regular checkup. Yikes. Yeah. Pets are definitely expensive. Like, my cat had a normal checkup pretty recently as well. I think it was a month or 2 ago. And yeah, that one also ended up being pretty expensive. What? Okay, Divine Dragon hit. Let's go. Let's go. You charge cat tax on your job. Makes sense, honestly. Just a little extra fee. Oh my god, why are they over there? Why are they over there? Oh, see, I got absolutely destroyed. This is not the best run. I mean, as long as you don't call it a cat tax on the bill. Just call it like a service charge or like equipment fees. Nah, you don't need your co-worker to teach me. True Monk was fine. Like, your co-worker can only really teach True Monk. I wonder if... I'm pretty sure there is a safer way to go that isn't taking that grapple. Because if there is, I should be doing it. It's the I want a cat, so I'm charging you extra tax. Honestly, a very understandable tax, I think. Okay, also, where am I going? I haven't actually thought about how potentially sketchy this bit could be to run through. So let's just hope that's consistent. Okay, there's Demon. Yeah, I feel like I should unlock that now. Like, because that run could potentially be pretty scary. I think that run could honestly not be as like safe as it looked, or as free as it might have looked. So I should probably at least find a way that is safer. Also, yeah, doing that right then. Doing that right then, I think, is probably the best place to do it. Like, just sort of get it out the way. Because the worst case scenario would be to get through, like, Kurata hitless, and then have to do that run to Demon and get hit on the way. Can I show Honkai later? Oh, God. Is this what we're becoming? Like half Souls, half Gacha? This is going to be the channel now, yeah? It's definitely an interesting split of game genres. Okay, yeah, so now my idea is to kill Headless Ape. And the hope is that I can spam down the second phase. I probably should have echoed to get a hit in there. Yeah, that's not a very big health bar. That was one R1. Okay, and then I want to R1 here to save emblems for phase 2. I also think getting as far away from that side as possible is going to be good, because that's where he needs to... Okay, let's try the MD spam. No, he's just going to run back. Oh wait, you can cancel that. Oh. Okay, I don't know if that was a luck thing or a timing thing. But you can cancel the scream. Interesting. Because the scream there staggers you, which counts as a hit. But apparently with a mortal draw, you can cancel it. Yeah, so the only thing is I need to figure out if that was... if there's like a certain timing you can do to cancel it, or if that was just purely luck based. I'm assuming that that was a certain timing. Oh yeah, the other apes showed up, but I did kind of just spam it down with Mortal Draw. Like, the other apes showing up is fine as long as I can kill the boss one before it can do anything. So if that animation cancel is consistent and like doesn't stagger me, then I think the Mortal Draw spam route will be fine. Like I say, the only thing is if that animation cancel isn't consistent, like it's partially luck based or depends on like the ape's position or any of this sort of stuff. If I can consistently say like the first mortal draw will like cancel that stagger or cancel that scream rather, then I think it's fine. I mean, but I didn't hit him is the thing. Like, he ran over to the wall and then started doing the scream to call the ape and I mortal drawed then. What? How did you see me? How did you see me? But how is everyone aggroed? Hello? Is this because I didn't run over the top? This might be because I didn't run over all of the like top parts. Because normally that doesn't happen. Okay, the other thing, did I kill the ape with vitality damage or posture damage? Well, I guess two things. Like, yeah, because I need to check if I killed the ape with vitality or posture damage, and I need to check if the divine confetti was still active when I was doing the mortal draw spams. Because both of those will affect... Actually, I don't actually know if divine confetti affects mortal draw. I don't actually think it does. So actually that might not be an issue. Yeah, I don't actually think divine confetti does affect mortal draw. I killed it with posture, yeah, okay. Yeah, so the Akko is definitely needed then. So I definitely want to Akko before I do the first death blow. Yeah, I guess the divine confetti wouldn't really matter if it was active or not, because I doubt it affects mortal draw damage. So can you de-aggro? Thank you. Yeah, so honestly, I guess that strategy probably works quite well then. Like using the Echo before you do the first death blow and then just trying to cancel the scream animation and just mortal draw spamming with an Echo. Hopefully, you know, with this much attack power, that should be fine. Dude, why are you there? Is he not supposed to turn around? Okay, I guess. But yeah, as I expected, I don't think double ape is that much of an issue. Like, it should basically just be a free attack power. Which actually, now that I mention that, I have one more attack power for Lady Butterfly now. I wonder if that's enough that I don't need to do all of the shuriken memes at the start of phase 2. I wonder if the mortal jaws will now just be powerful enough to kill her with this one more attack power. I mean, I don't know how much damage it adds. I missed. Like, that's just unfair. I missed the shuriken and then tried to R1 and she did the sweep. Okay, why is she doing so many jump attacks? Oh my god, I suck today. Well, it's lucky this isn't a hitless run. Okay, can this kill? Eh. If she stands in it, maybe. Because she did kind of back out of that one. She did back out of that one, so I wonder if she stands in it, it would just straight up kill. I can definitely like look at that footage, compare it to my last run in Purification and see how much difference the attack power made. Okay, emblem-wise, I have none in storage. I have 372 Sen. Actually, I guess I do kill a mini-boss here, though, so I'll get another 15. And then depends how many I need, how many I use on Owl, and then how much I need for Demon and Ishin. Because for Ishin, I only mortal draw one attack. So it's purely RNG based whether I even need emblems for him. Because I didn't use them at all in my Purification run because he didn't do the attack. So like that one is pure RNG. Owl is also RNG, but I tend to use them a bit more because the attack I mortal draw he does a lot more frequently. Demon, I guess there's one attack and then maybe a second, like the start of phase 3. I guess it depends. I think emblem count will be fine. I mean, the alternative, which might also work, is given that phase 1 Ape and Owl are both just like scripted stun locks, I guess I don't really need the confetti for them. So maybe I could also not use confetti for those, which would then save me 2 confetti, which would save me 600 sen that I could use to buy more emblems. Because if I don't need to buy that extra 2 confetti, then I could get more emblems from it. So basically I have 2 stacks, which is 12 mortal draws. And there go 2 of them. Yes, I have 10 mortal draws left. I mean, it depends how many emblems I can buy with the money I have. Yeah, so when he does the sweep, I mortal draw. I mean, let's see how many emblems I can buy with what I have. I don't think it's going to be that many though. Cab just died. That's pretty convenient timing. Oh no, your work program stopped working at 5 PM exactly. Pretty convenient. Okay, yeah, I can buy another 7. I guess now it's time for Demon. So I have 10 mortal draws. And yeah, Ishan at most will maybe use like 4. I'm actually kind of curious, if I like Homer Idol here, does it despawn all of these guys? So I kind of prefer it if all those dudes weren't there. Yeah, it looks like it does. Okay, I'm assuming I can just charge straight in because of that little buff. Okay, let's just see what we're dealing with here. And yeah, this is the first one we're doing of this attempt, or this like all memories run. That was a block. I wonder if it'd be better to dodge that. Okay, this here, when he can do the follow-up, is sometimes a bit sketchy. I took one hit there. Then I'm assuming buff. Buff and start running, because he's going to do this attack. I thought I was out of range there. I probably should have made a save file here. Okay, which attack is he going to do? This one. Yeah, now all my buffs are gone. I don't think it's ever going to be safe to rebuff in this fight. Well, I don't think putting more buffs on during, like, in the middle of a phase is ever really going to be that safe. Okay, have I got time to confetti and Akko at the start of phase 3? Yes. And I don't know how to deal with that attack. That's the one that's too difficult for me. Okay, bro, that's just unfair, unless I can get out of it. Dude, I do not want to do this again. I don't even have the buffs to do this again. Oh, are you kidding me? That's when he staggers? Fuck. I always deflect that. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, I think that attack at the start of phase 3 is what's always going to throw me off. So I do not know how to deal with it. I know you can jump it at some point, but... How have I still got 5 confetti? Oh, right, because I didn't use the ones there, did I? I mean, I'll give it another go, because I know you can jump it somehow. I wasn't paying attention there. Okay, this fight is going to take a lot of practice to start getting hitless. I honestly think I kind of underestimated like how difficult some of these basic attacks were. Because from what I could remember, they weren't that bad, but I might have underestimated that, yeah. So it's mostly just the start of phase 3 attack. Like, I know there is a way to jump it, but I just need to learn what that way is. Oh, you can get behind him there. That's lucky. Then this attack, you should be able to just run a circle around him. And that is quite a quick attack, but I don't know how easy it is to dodge. Maybe deflecting it is the best idea. I don't want to try that. I did not see what he was doing there. Oh dear. Oh boy. Let me quickly make a save file so that I can practice this later. Good old demon. If I had a save file that had a shit ton of HP, I'd probably load that one up. So I could practice without like the risk of just dying. More red than green. Have you seen this boss? What do you want me to do? I mean, yeah, sure, like ape and dragon and all this stuff were probably a bit embarrassing, but not entirely sure how you expected it to go. Okay, I wonder why he's not doing the fireballs after that attack and he's always doing the sort of pose thing. Is that something I'm doing? I mean, I don't know how I'm getting him to not do the fireball attack. But he isn't doing it. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. I mean, I can mortal draw, but I'm trying to decide when. There are only 2 attacks in the entire fight that I kind of feel that I can mortal draw. So I think most of this is just going to be... Okay, what is the timing on this? Okay, well, I cancelled it there. I guess just do that. I guess just do that. Like, that's the timing, so just do that. Let's say that's one of the 2 attacks that I do not know how to deal with. So if I can learn that timing and make that reasonably consistent, I mean, I knew that's what I wanted to do for that attack. I just needed to... Hang on. Okay, where are we? And that was the doorbell. We each have a very, very loud doorbell. Oh, stagger. Okay. He does the Ring of Fire attack again, doesn't he? Doesn't matter. Okay, I guess I need to practice that fire attack. Guess I need to practice that fire attack. Just curious to see how many skill points I end up with. Yeah, nowhere near enough. So I don't think it's worth going getting devotion. Okay, Okay, and I would still have a full 19 emblems for this fight. So that's not really an issue. Oh my god, I suck. But it's lucky we're not doing purification runs today, because we would not have gotten anywhere. Let's go for the 17 hit PB. And that's even doing like this fight with 2 more attack power. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do another run. I'll at the very least start it and see how far we get. Depending on time, I might, like at some point, sort of skip forward just to Demon or something, but... Okay. Yeah, let's just get another one going. Let's go up against our almighty 17 hit PB. See if we can improve. Can we improve on 17 hits? Let's find out. I would say until Fountainhead, it's like identical to Purification. So until Fountainhead, it's identical. So I don't know if, like, I could maybe just load up a save file like at Ape or something, but we may as well do some of the early stuff. But yes, 17 hit PB to run against. This is why learning a new run is a lot of fun. None of this reset at 1 hit stuff. Just, oh yeah, 17 hits. Great, let's go for it. I didn't even hitless Demon, did I? Like in the one that I killed him, I blocked an attack. So I don't even think I got a hitless. I mean, there was also Lady Butterfly just misbehaving. It's like all round it wasn't exactly the best one ever. Let's try and not get hit by the tutorial this time. Let's at least try and make it into the actual game without getting hit. I mean, I'd like to try and get this maybe under 10, but we'll have to see. I mean, I kind of just want to like practice some of the later stuff again, but given the early stuff wasn't exactly flawless, I kind of feel like I should do this another time. I say Headless Ape was fine as expected. Demon, it's just going to be working out those couple of attacks. The couple of attacks that Demon has that just throw me off, I'm going to need to work out. Like, yeah, in fairness, I haven't... Like, in fairness, the only times I've fought Demon in maybe, like, the past half a year or something are the couple of times recently, like, on stream where I've just sort of shown it for the sake of it. Like, I haven't actually fought him offline at all, like any of the other bosses, in a long, long time. So I'm nowhere near as good with him as with other bosses. So yeah, once I actually start practicing it, we'll eventually get it down. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Looks like we're doing 2 health bars. I'm so good at just sometimes messing that death blow up. Okay, can we get away from this other enemy though? Okay, for whatever reason he seems to be facing the wrong way. This is a less than ideal spot to be fighting Ogre. But we got away with it. Guess the Dark Souls boss quiz. Yeah, that sounds like fun to do. That'd be pretty cool if... See how many you can remember. If you want another one, there's also a lot of, like, guess the boss from their music, like, quizzes. Which is probably a lot harder, but... There's also another, like, fun Soulsy quiz. Or, like, just guess, like, what part of the soundtrack it is, or, like, where it plays. I mean, I'm sure people have made them. Like, I'm sure they exist. Like, music Souls boss quizzes. Gwyn and Soul of Cinder. What about something like Ornstein and Smo? Or like Priscilla or something? Or Gwendolyn, Moonlight Butterfly? Honestly, I don't think you'd be too bad at it. Like, there are definitely some tracks that are quite different from the others that you could probably, like, recognise. I mean, you might recognise them from the fight, though. What about Sif? I think Sif is a pretty, like, unique track. I always do this in Akko there, when he staggers. I don't know why. I definitely feel like I could probably get every boss in DS3, like, soundtrack, and then maybe probably most of DS1. There might be a couple that I'm not as sure about, but I'll probably get most of them. Do it at the end, yeah. How about no? So definitely for DS3, I think I could get every single boss soundtrack. DS1, there are definitely some that I would miss. Demon Soul's probably the same. DS2, I wouldn't have a clue. Outside of, like, 2 boss soundtracks in DS2, I do not know. Yeah. I think I'd be pretty good at Bloodborne and Elden Ring. Probably also Sekiro, to be fair. I think the one I'd be best at is DS3. Especially if it's all like the boss intros. If it's like a random part of their soundtrack, if it's like a random part of the boss fight at some point. Honestly, I kind of agree, Usama. I wouldn't necessarily say that Sekiro boss OSTs are bad, but I don't think they're like amazing. So I haven't heard enough of the DS2 ones to know what the DS2 OST is like. Like the only Sekiro boss OST that I think is like really good is Father Owl's. I think Father Owl's theme is really good, and then all the others are. Like, there are a lot of decent ones, like Monk Dragon, Genichiro. But I think they're all decent, but yeah, I definitely don't think they're on the level of things like Bloodborne or that sort of stuff. Like, Father Owl is by far my favourite OST in the game, and it's not even close. Because all of the others for me are kind of meh. Oh yeah, I completely forgot Emma existed. Oops. You know, thank you for the good luck, Zoro. Yeah, I completely forgot that Emma existed. I haven't done Sure in so long. I guess, yeah, that... I probably kind of lumped that in with, like, Dragon and Genichiro and that sort of thing where, you know, it's a cool OST, but it's nothing, like, special, in my opinion. But I think a lot of Sekiro's music is, you know, it's important, you know, in the sense that you definitely notice it if it wasn't there. Like, the fights would be a lot worse if they didn't have their music, or like they had different music, but none of it really stands out. Well, I guess like Sekiro bosses are good enough that you don't need the music to rescue them. Like Elden Ring, I think, has a couple of those bosses that are quite bad but sort of saved by their music. Like Fortizax. I guess Sekiro bosses are good enough that they don't really need the music to carry them. Like the boss fights are good enough. Like Radgun, Cinder and Frida are really good. I think my favourite from Elden Ring is Mog Lord of Blood. Either Mog or Fortizax. Definitely my favourite from Elden Ring. And then DS3. This might sound a bit odd, but my favourite track from DS3 is Gravetender Great Wolf. Especially the phase 2 of that. The phase 2 of that fight is just phenomenal. Oh, not the actual fight itself, but the music. I also think like Twin Princes, Abyss Watchers, and Mid-Era are all like really, really good. And Gale for that matter. Like, in general, DS3 has some really good boss OSTs. Like Osiris and Dancer as well. Yeah, like DS3 is just really good on OSTs. I think my favourite for a FromSoft game though is definitely Bloodborne. Like, Bloodborne music is something else. I mean, that's the thing. I think Gravetender Greywolf for me falls into the same category as Fortizax, where it's like a pretty meh boss, saved by its music. Oh yeah, that's the thing, because DS3 doesn't have any area music. Like, the only... Like, I'm pretty sure the only area music DS3 has is Firelink, right? Like, there isn't anything anywhere else. So all the emphasis is on the bosses. But it does also help, because I think DS3 has, like, by far the best, like, average boss. I think DS3 and Sekiro have the best bosses across the board. Like, the average DS3 or Sekiro boss is way better than, like, the average Elden Ring boss, let's say, or the average Bloodborne boss. Because in Sekiro, I'd really only say there's one bad boss fight. And then in DS3, I'd only say there's maybe like 2 or 3 bad fights. But yeah, the boss quality in Sekiro and DS3, I think, is miles above the other games. I'm not saying the other games don't have really good bosses, but the other games have a lot more of the sort of like average bosses, or like the forgettable ones. Like, especially around the sort of middle game of Bloodborne, there are quite a lot of like not great bosses. I mean, in my opinion, the only bad Sekiro boss is Double Ape. Like, I don't think Demon of Hatred's anything special, but I think it's a perfectly, like, okay boss. Like, I wouldn't say it's a bad boss, it's just, you know, compared to a lot of the other Sekiro bosses, it's not great. But again, that's more because Sekiro has really high... That's more Sekiro having really high boss quality than Demon being bad, in my opinion. But I don't think it's a bad fight. Just not close to the others. Yeah, my throat died. I mean, it does kind of break combat rules, yeah. Like, you spend all of the game learning the deflect system, and then right at the end of the game it gives you a boss that kind of feels more natural to dodge. So I guess that does kind of throw a lot of players off, or make it seem a bit, not necessarily cheap in a way, but just, you know, not well designed. But So I still think it's an okay boss. Like, I definitely wouldn't say it's bad. I definitely wouldn't say it's bad, it's just not, like, amazing. Like, if you get the Lotus Umbrella, then it becomes a lot easier, but I know that is quite a big ask for... I mean, yeah, the kanji does seem a bit weird, but at the same time... I don't know, at the same time it's a massive firearm, or like massive fireballs. I don't know. Like, you know, I get why someone would call it a bad boss, but I personally wouldn't say that. Like, personally, I'd say it's an okay boss, but quite low down in Sekiro boss rankings, purely because of how good all of the other Sekiro bosses are. Because, like, you have... like, Sword Saint, Father Owl, Regular Owl, True Monk, Dragon, Genichiro, Guardian Ape. Like, even Butterfly and Gyoba are also pretty good bosses. Like, Sekiro just has very good bosses across the board. So something like Demon, which is just kind of average, sticks out a lot more. Yeah, like I can definitely see the argument that Demon doesn't really fit into Sekiro. And that's it, I kind of agree in a way, but I don't think it's like egregious enough that it makes it a bad fight. In fairness, there are like a few bosses in some of the Souls or some of the FromSoft games that kind of feel like they don't quite fit the mechanics, but they still work. Like, take Sister Frieda as an example. Like, I'm not about to hate Sister Frieda. She's my favourite Dark Souls 3 boss. And my favourite boss in the Dark Souls trilogy, but she feels like slightly too fast for Dark Souls 3's combat speed. In a way you can sort of... It's the sort of situation where you can dodge an attack perfectly, be in the perfect position, but then she is still able to like dash away before you can hit her. Which I don't mind. Like, I kind of like that you can't punish everything she does. You know, it's not just a case of hit her once, dodge, hit her once, dodge. You kind of have to look for the correct openings, and it's more... You know, you actually have to find the correct openings rather than just spamming the attack button or whatever. But, yeah, I think Frieda is maybe a tiny bit too quick for DS3. Melania is obviously too fast for Elden Ring, or just too different to Elden Ring's combat system. I still think it's a really good fight though. Just doesn't feel as natural as some of the other bosses. And then of course, yeah, Demon kind of being out of this system. I mean, yeah, Melania would absolutely work in Sekiro. I'm pretty sure people have modded that. I still think she fits in Elden Ring, like into its combat system, but like the only sort of annoying things about Melania are, of course, waterfowl and clones. Like, everything else I think is perfectly fine for Elden Ring. Should do a tier list, oh no. Yeah, I do feel like Melania is not the best suited to Elden Ring, but still, I still think Melania is a really good boss, though. Like, she's still probably my second or third favourite Elden Ring boss. But it's just obviously waterfowl is kind of a fuck you attack. Like, yeah, I've learnt to dodge it now, but like on first playthrough, waterfowl is something else. True Monk going top. I mean, as far as Sekiro goes, True Monk is probably my third favourite boss. It's like, I do really like True Monk. And also find it quite easy. It's just that in hitless runs, for whatever reason, she's an absolute nightmare. I don't know, I'd probably say Melania is better than True Monk. Although that probably isn't a popular opinion. Like, my favourite Elden Ring boss without question is Malekith. And then... and I'd probably put Melania second. Also think like Morgott, Godric, Rykard. Yeah, probably Morgott, Godric, Rykard all have a shout at that sort of top spot, or the second place spot, I should say. Yeah, for Sekiro, my favourite is Father Owl, like without question. Then Sword Saint Ishin, then True Monk. And then probably like the other Ishin and Genichiro and that sort of stuff. Even Ape, maybe. Yeah, Malekith is just a cool fight. Like, I mean, the Beast Clergyman phase is a bit... I mean, it's still a really good phase, but it's a bit sort of whatever in my opinion. But Malekith himself is just way too good. Also, his design. But I think that's definitely something Elden Ring does just above everything else. Like, I think in terms of boss design, like aesthetically, So how the boss actually looks and like how their moveset looks and all that stuff, I think Elden Ring is by far the best in terms of how everything looks. But in terms of like actual mechanics and like how the boss actually plays, then yeah, DS3 and Sekiro. Least favourite Elden Ring Remembrance boss? Either Placidusax or Fire Giant. I hate both of them. They both have too much HP. They both either teleport or run away from you all the time, and they don't give you a chance to hit them. Like, Placidusax would be really cool if it actually gave you a chance to hit it without just teleporting every 2 seconds. And then Fire Giant just rolls away all the time. And also, Fire Giant just has a couple of fuck you moves. Like, some of the Fire Breath stuff in Phase 2 are just, like, what are you meant to do? I think that's the thing with Elden Ring bosses in general. That a lot of bosses seem to have... Like, a lot of bosses seem to be really well designed and then have one fuck you attack. Like, Melania has Waterfowl, Elden Beast has Elden Stars, Rykard has the Earthquake attack in Phase 1, Mog has Nihil, Placidusax has all of the teleporting, Fire Giant has everything in Phase 2. Like, every boss in Elden Ring seems to just have, like, a fuck you attack. Which kind of takes away from how good the rest of the fight potentially is. I mean, Placidusax's nuke is really cool, yes. And honestly, like, that attack is perfectly fine, I think. Like, you can just sort of run to its tail. I still think that should have been its phase transition, though. Like, this is what I think they should have done with Placidusax, instead of all of the teleporting. At the end of Phase 1, it does the nuke attack. So it puts the lightning spear into the ground, music completely cuts out, so it's just dead silence, and then it slams its hand onto the lightning spear, massive explosion, and Phase 2 music begins, and that's the start of the second phase. I think using that attack as like the phase transition would have been way cooler, especially with like the music cutting out, would have been way cooler than all of the teleporting stuff. But, I mean, you know, the nuke attack is just sort of a standard attack it has. I also think Placidusax has way too much fire. Like, you barely ever get a chance to attack, 'cause it's always, like, got itself covered by fire breathing. Yeah, definitely Placidusax or Fire Giant are my least favourites. But I think Fortisax and Estelle are far from great bosses, but they're okay. I wouldn't say they do anything offensively bad, per se. Like, I mean, Fortisax has all the lightning on the ground, but I don't think it's, like, the worst thing ever. All of the other Remembrance bosses, I think, are pretty good. Oh, looks like we're fighting Corrupted Monk again. Except for... I mean, Elden Beast is pretty shit, but... Like, Radagon is really good and then kind of gets ruined by Elden Beast. feel like for the Radagon Elden Beast fight, they should have done like what they did in Bloodborne, where you have 2 final bosses, but when you kill the first one, that boss is dead. Like, when you kill the first final boss in Bloodborne, it's dead forever. And if you die to the second one, you start at the second one. You know, rather than like in Elden Ring, where if you die to Elden Beast, you have to refight Radagon every time. Yeah, like, Radagon's quality kind of gets ruined by Elden Beast. Like, a lot of people... Okay, we got away with that, holy fuck. Like, a lot of people count them separately because they are like completely different bosses. Like, nothing you learn in the Radagon fight works in Elden Beast. No, they are completely different bosses, so a lot of people do count them separately. But I always count them together because they are part of the same boss fight. You know, it's like a phase 1 and phase 2. Die to Elden Beast, you have to refight Radagon. So I always count them as the same fight, which, yeah, does really tarnish Radagon's quality. Like I said, I just think it should have been like Bloodborne, where once you kill Radagon, Radagon is dead. You don't need to refight him to fight Elden Beast. I think they should have done that. Like, in a way, it's just kind of artificial difficulty. Just lumping like a ton of phases together and making you use like the same resources for both phases. Like, when used correctly, multi-phase stuff works. But I think for that fight, because they're so different, they should probably be considered different bosses. Okay, let's not screw up the stun lock this time. Okay, that was lucky. I missed an attack, so almost got caught. And like, I get lumping 2 bosses together even when they're completely different in some situations. But I think King of the Storm into Nameless King is completely fine. But one of the main reasons I think that's fine is that it's an optional boss. Like, that's supposed to be an optional endgame challenge. You can fight it if you want to, but you don't have to. Whereas Radagon Elden Beast is required by every single player. Like, Nameless King's optional, so I'm fine with it, but Radagon Elden Beast being required by everyone, I think makes the design choice to put them as part of the same fight a bit more questionable. Yeah, DS2 phase 2 boss, or DS3 rather, phase 2 bosses are done really well. And also the other thing with King of the Storm into Nameless King is that King of the Storm is weak as fuck. Like, it's... Yes, they're lumped together, but it is a quick first phase. King of the Storm is very weak, whereas Radagon has a lot of health and does a lot of damage. You know, in DS3, King of the Storm is like a warm-up phase, where in... not Sekiro, but in Elden Ring, Radagon feels like the entire boss fight. Like, in DS3, you can tell King of the Storm is warm-up. You can tell it's a phase 1. But in Elden Ring, Radagon feels like the entire boss fight. And then, oh, haha, fuck you, it's actually a phase 1. You know? So I guess that's part of the issue I have with it. Like, you know, in that situation, it's completely fine. When bosses are maybe scaled down slightly or they have low enough HP that you can tell when it's a phase 1. Like Frida, you can tell is a phase 1. Even something like Renala in Elden Ring. I mean, you know, I guess in a way that also is... Melania also kind of breaks that. Like, you would not guess that Melania is a first phase. I think, like, Abyss Watchers... what other, like, multi-health bar bosses are there? Are there any in DS3? Like, Abyss Watchers, Frida, King of the Storm... Like, you can all tell that those are first phases. So I don't have an issue with them. But something like Radagon or, yeah, I guess also Melania, like, you wouldn't guess that that is a first phase. It kind of feels like an entire boss, and then it's, you know, oh, actually there's an entire second health bar. I mean, Yorm kind of has a phase 2, he just gets a bit more fire. I mean, I remember Elden Beast being really difficult for me. Because, like, I mean, release patch Elden Stars was just absolute bullshit. Like, pre-nerf Elden Stars was something else. You know, just like an unavoidable fuck you attack that does a ton of damage. But that's the thing, Elden Stars to me kind of just feels like an attack to deplete your already depleted healing because you've already had to use some for the Radagon fight. You know, it just kind of feels like a way to use up some of your very limited resources. I'd say luckily, because I was playing melee on my first playthrough, I had like all of my flasks were healing. I didn't have any like FP flasks. But yeah, like, I mean, Elden Beast is just not great. I do think it would have been a lot better if they just let you use torrent. I think Elden Beast would have been a lot better if you could use torrent in the fight. And I think it would have also made sense, like thematically, to close the game. You know, like the steed that you got from Melina, and then the thing that's carried you around the entire game, then being able to use it in the final fight, kind of seems thematically like it should have been done. Like, just giving Torrent for the Elden Beast fight would make it so much better. Because, like, one of the biggest issues with Elden Beast is just how much it swims away and how much time you spend chasing after it. So even just giving you Torrent for that, like with Fire Giant, how you have Torrent to be able to chase after it when he rolls away. Like, I feel they should have done that with... I feel they should have done that with Elden Beast as well. So I say they did it for Fire Giant, they did it for Radahn, who are like some of the other big bosses that move around a lot. So I don't get why they wouldn't have done it for Elden Beast. Oh dear. I mean, hey, we already killed Melina. I don't think people would want to kill Torrent as well. For the plot. Honestly, that's another thing with Elden Ring. Like, the endings all seem quite lackluster. Or like the fact that 4 of the endings are just the exact same, but with like one line of dialogue changed. I'm still surprised there's no like alternate Melina ending. Because if you do Frenzied Flame ending, but you burn yourself at the forge so that Melina is still alive, you get the extra little cutscene where she basically says, yeah, I'm going to kill you. But I'm surprised there's no like extra thing, because you can keep Melina alive, right? Because you can get the Frenzied Flame, burn yourself at the forge so that Melina's still alive, and then you can do Millicent's quest line and get the like needle thing, and then use that in Placidge Sax's arena, and that cures the Frenzied Flame. So you're not locked into the Frenzied Flame ending, you can get any ending you want. But Melina is still alive. Like, she didn't die at the forge. So I'm surprised that there's no like extra thing for that. Like extra little cutscene or anything. Well, I'm going to get a drink quickly, so I'll be back in a minute or two. So you get to watch a cutscene. Okay. I left you with the weirdest cutscene in video game history. Yep. I still don't understand what that cutscene is. Big old straw dude just carries you to Fountainhead. It is definitely a cutscene. Please explain it. I can't. I haven't got a fucking clue why that cutscene exists. I don't know. It's literally just a straw dude is there, and then it picks you up and takes you to Fountainhead. I don't know why. Yeah, like, it's just a way to get to Fountainhead, but why a straw dude? Like... Oh, is that what it is? Is it the incense? I guess that makes sense, but still, why though? But why? I'm sure there's some, like... I'm sure there's something in Japanese mythology that makes it make sense, but... Well, there's probably something related to Japanese folklore that explains why it's a straw guy. But I do not know. I have not got a clue. Oh dear. But yeah. Don't really know what's going on with him. I just went to refill some water. Because my throat was kind of dying. Just get a quick top up and... yeah. So I guess we are already almost 3 hours in. And like 1 glass of water for 3 hours of talking isn't the best idea. Where am I going? I mean, we can appreciate how well this run is going, but trust me, as soon as we get... If by some miracle we make it to Demon, that is where the run dies. I still haven't yet done a hitless Demon. So... You know, we can applaud it at the moment, but even if we make it through, like, Hirata or whatever, we're getting hit to Demon. So there's no point, like, celebrating or anything, because it is not happening. Like, if the boss being added in were, like, Ganitro or something, then, yeah, maybe. But it's the fact that the boss that got added into this run, compared to the last one, happens to be the hardest boss in the game that I haven't fought in, like, half a year. So, yeah, I wouldn't really get our hopes up. Why is he going over there? Okay, there's a reason not to get your hopes up. I definitely did that deliberately. I did that deliberately so that we didn't have to worry about, like, making it to Demon hitless. You know, just to sort of get rid of any tension people might be having. No, there's no point, like, you know, even though we know we're not going to do Demon hitless, if I made it there, then it would be really sort of nerve-wracking. So I felt, you know what, just for safety purposes, let's just take a quick hit to the fish, and now we don't need to worry about being on a hitless run at Demon. Simple as that. Okay, but seriously though, why the fuck did the fish attack me there? Like, in all seriousness, why did he attack me there? Like, you're supposed to swim through that, and then the kanji comes up, and then you dash to the left and the fish goes, like, where you were, and so the dash to the left avoids it. But that time I dashed to the left and the fish just recorrected its trajectory to make sure it hit me. So, yeah, I did that deliberately, in case anyone is wondering. Yeah, now we don't have to worry about any nerves in, like, Hirata or on Demon. I mean, you should believe me. That was completely deliberate, apart from the part, like, 2 minutes ago where I explained why it wasn't deliberate. Yeah, we're just doing this dude's quest to get the more Akos and confetti. Because now I need to go to... Yeah, exactly. You can't see any fault in my statement. That means it was correct. I'm just going to blame it on Marina for saying the run was going well. Marina can take all the blame. I mean, it did kind of jinx it, yeah. I mean, we are making progress though, because I wasn't nervous about True Monk this run. Even though I was hitless on it, I wasn't nervous about True Monk. I guess it's because now that True Monk isn't like as close to the end. It's like for Immortal 7 or Purification, True Monk is where like stuff starts getting real, I guess. You know, where you're getting really close to the end of the run. But now it's like, it doesn't matter how well Fountainhead or Hirata goes, they're still the hardest boss in the game that I cannot no-hit. So, you know, there's no point like stressing over True Monk when there's still way harder stuff. Now I need to go and get the dude. Yeah. You could definitely be a prick about it if you wanted to. I did pick up the pinwheel, right? Yeah. Okay. And then we buy some Akko. It's so annoying that you can't sell stuff at this merchant. It would just make selling these or getting this money a bit quicker. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to buy, was it 5 and 5? And now off to Divine Dragon. I love how all of like the route changes I've made have always added stuff specifically to the Divine Dragon split. I first added all of like the Divine Confetti and Echoes that I got around Fountainhead. And then I added in that quest line in this split as well. I love that I just made this one split super long. Even though I only fight like one enemy in it and have to dodge one more. Your hitless DS2 run's going well? I'm sure it is. Which bosses have you got hitless then? No, you, no, you. Okay, where are the rest of them? Can you lot get over here, please? How many am I missing? These two? Looks like it. You really didn't hit that one? Oh my god. How are you alive? somewhat scuffed phase 1, but whatever. Now let's just not get hit by dragon again, like last run. Oh, spawned in the same place. Go on, 3 out of 3 in the middle. Go on. Go on, 3 out of 3 in the middle. Damn it. Oh, you hitless mid-air, did you? Oh, well done. Was it solo or with a co-op companion by any chance? And who was this co-op companion if it used a companion? I definitely believe you. 100%. Oh, it wasn't that good? Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I know. He's pretty bad at mid-air, I think. Yeah, just some random dude. I bet he used, like, Frida's Great Scythe or something dumb like that to fight mid-air. I bet he just used some random-ass weapon and just wore, like, Wilhelm's armor or something dumb, yeah. Like, what an idiot that guy would do. What an absolute idiot. Completely rubbish at Dark Souls 3. He lied about his weapon breaking as well. I'm not sure he would have lied though. I don't think he did lie. Oh dear. Who was this super helpful summon's name? Or do you not remember it? I think it's quite odd to like remember the name of a summon that helps you out, so you probably didn't remember it, to be fair. Okay, I kind of want to see if there's a safer way of getting over here, which I think the answer is probably yes. I even believed he did it hitless when he didn't. Oh, that's odd. Because he actually did. Why would you say it was a hitless mid-air if he didn't do it hitless? That's really odd, yeah. Also, yeah, that path is much safer to take rather than chancing the grapple. Okay, I don't know who that person is. Yeah, just sounds like some random guy. Okay, this does not feel safe. I should probably look at a way to do this without risk of getting hit. Because that honestly doesn't feel too safe. Oh yeah, you run into bad randoms all the time. And then sometimes they're so bad that you end up watching their stream. because they're that bad at the game. Okay, so I just need to get the idol by Sword Saint and then we can go. Oh dear. The summon of many names. Okay, we can finally go and fight a boss again. Okay, let's see if the Mortal Draw strategy works again. I think it will, but let's just see if it still works. There you go. Okay, so the idea is to aggro at the start of phase 2 and then hopefully cancel the Scream with a Mortal Draw and just spam him down. I wonder if it's dependent on how close I am. Because, like, when I deathblowed him last one, he was at the complete opposite end of the arena. I wonder if that has an effect on it. Okay, let's give this a go. Okay, yeah, that works pretty well. Yeah, mortal drawing there does stagger the... Get out of here. Yeah, mortal drawing there does stagger the Scream. That seems to really help. I guess that is a strategy then. Just basically wait for it to try doing the Scream to summon the other ape, and then just start MD spamming. It looks like it took, what, 5? It was 2 doubles and then a single, yes, it took 5 MDs to kill. It seems they did all stagger, so it should be pretty consistent. You know, as long as I'm not stood in the position where the second ape is going to drop in, because it does do damage when it falls into the arena. So as long as I'm not like stood in that position, that should be fine. I got this jump first try both times. What the fuck? I have 100% success rate to that jump today. Okay, are these people going to be aggroed again? No. I don't know why they were aggro the first time then. Seems a bit odd that they were aggroed. I think that guy sounds like a complete and utter idiot. Like, you have to be a next level of dumb to jump off of the bridge while fighting True Monk. Like, even more so if it's with a head stomp. Like, you have to seriously screw up something to do that. I don't know what that dude would have been thinking when he did that. Hello, let me up. Thank you. Yeah, 100% agree. Very reasonable. Yeah, definitely very bad at video games to do that. Especially Sekiro. Like, somebody has to be very bad at this game to do that. Which stream was that? I want to find the recording of it now and watch it again. I want to try and find that now. And just relive the experience. I can't remember when it was. Like, which stream. But yeah, it was definitely something. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult if I want to find it for me to just like scan through the streams and look for when I look for a run where I took like my first hit on True Monk. Because that only happened, I think that only happened once or twice where my first hit was on True Monk. I think twice. Oh, it was before the Radahn run. Okay. Was it really that early on into attempts? Wow. I didn't think it would be before the Radahn run. Interesting. Guys, I was going to say that I could like check the Radahn and the 1.0 runs to see if we mention it anywhere, but... I mean, it can't have been that late. Like, it has to be... It has to be like the first week of runs then, surely. Or at latest the second. At latest, it has to be the second week. Like, I can't imagine it'd be as late as the third. I mean, whatever, I guess. But yeah, it was definitely an incident. Okay, I can just like look through it to find it if I want to. So I don't. I make a separate recording of my streams in case like internet happens or they go down or anything like that. But I almost like always delete them right after. So I don't have like a clip of it. So I don't really save clips to them. I normally just like delete the recording straight after stream. Like unless there was like an internet issue or something and it went down. Where is the shadow? I could do a fail video, oh no. Every dumb hit I've taken in a run. That was a greedy hit. I mean, just to hit some like random enemies that I didn't even know could hit me alone would make up a lot of the video. Just all the enemies of me learning that actually can attack you. Or enemies that haven't hit me in 3 years that all of a sudden do. Okay, will Al behave? How to no-hit Sekiro featuring all of the random ass hits that actually don't matter if you tried to learn how to hitless the game because they wouldn't happen to you and they only ever happen to me. Okay, that looks a lot quicker than normal. Dude, is that another hitless Hirata? Holy fuck. I swear to God, if I get a hitless demon here, that fish hit is going to really piss me off. If I hitless demon by some miracle, that fish... I mean, I won't be annoyed until we actually close out the run. Like, if we finish this run on one hit, I am properly going to be annoyed, but if I get hit by Demon, I'll be fine. Yeah, so I think that if I activate the fight and then idle, this should despawn all of those dudes. I think. Yes, it did. Okay. Well, let's just have a laugh. Hitless Demon incoming, I guess. Even though I've never done it before. Yes, why does he always do that sort of pose attack instead of the, like, fireball? I don't know why he does that. Well, there's one health bar. Okay, I don't want to get stuck on this thing there. Okay, destroyed it. Probably shouldn't have done that third hit either. But we got away with it. Please do your big attack. Thank you. Okay, this is the attack I can never understand. But I somehow cancelled it again. That honestly doesn't seem too bad to cancel. Big attack, please. No, oh, what are you gonna do now? This shit again. Dude, for fuck's sake, I actually hit-listed it. Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Oh, no. I swear to fucking God, if this fish is the one... I swear to God, if this fish is the one thing between me and, like, a day one all memories hitless damageless. Dude, I have full emblems as well. I have exactly 19. Marina, it's all your fault. Oh no. Is it actually going to be the fish that stops me getting a day one all mems? Three confetti, three echoes. I guess here goes Sword Saint. What has this run been? Well, time for Sword Saint. Dude, the fish gatekeeping is something else. I mean, I guess in a way this one might not have played out the same because I would have been a lot more nervous. Like, you know, I would have been a lot more nervous about stuff rather than now because, you know, I'm not nervous at all because I know I haven't got the run. But still, that's definitely something. Okay, thank you, Ishin. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm kind of saved from the embarrassment. I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how that hit me, but I think I just dodged a bit early. Okay, thank you, Ishin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm not entirely sure how it hit me. I think it was just an early dodge, but we're kind of saved. We're kind of saved. What the fuck was this run? The thing is, I didn't. The thing is, I was trying to do that hitless. That wasn't an on-purpose hit, that was actually accidental. Well, I guess that's one way to PB. Going from 17 hits down to 2. Yeah. First run, 17 hits. Second run, 2. Oh, that was the dumbest shit ever. I mean, I definitely could have not got hit there, but if I dodged later, but so I didn't deliberately get hit there. Third run 0. Oh dear. Well, it looks like we all of a sudden have instead of having a 17 hit PB, we all of a sudden have a very good run to have to run against on Friday. This is bad. Like, the whole point that I said at the start of the stream was like, oh yeah, it's so much fun just starting out a category because hits don't matter because you're not going to be resetting. And now within 2 runs, I have a 2-hit PB to run against, which means resetting. So, cool. I guess we got 1 stream's worth of no resets. Nah, no OST quiz today. 7 o'clock. Maybe, I don't know, I might do it Friday or Saturday, we'll see. Yeah, that is definitely a run to now have to run against. That is not going to be fun, because we're already on to reset if you get hit. But yeah, that's going to do us for today. I guess a successful stream. Oh no. I do not look forward to having to run against this. Yeah, that's going to do me for today, so more of this Friday. Hopefully I will have practiced a bit of Demon, and so that the no-hit won't just be a complete fluke. But we'll see how Friday and Saturday go. Yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and see you Friday. Take care.